What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mr. Straight Facts Show. I'm Mr. Straight Facts. Hey, they just found out today, and it's gonna come out, I guess, when they get all the information from the deposition. I don't know if today was the first day they had a deposition with the one of the accountants of Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, and did y'all hear that Jeffrey Epstein? They got information now that Donald Trump and his people in 2019. I told y'all to watch out for Bill Barr because Bill Barr's father and Jeffrey Epstein had a little thing. I don't know what had happened to him. I don't know how. Bill Barr's father is the one who gave Jeffrey Epstein his job at that school in which the Dalton school, in which he supposedly had did something with one of the daughters or whatever it was. But one of the daughters actually got Jeffrey Epstein his job at Bear and Stearns with her dad, which is, I don't know the whole story about what the girl went through, but I know these things to be facts. But Bill Barr's father, remember, he wrote that book, kind of a space future book. Bill Barr's father was an author, but he was actually the headmaster of this school. And so Bill Barr's father wrote a book, and in that book, the aliens had sex with young children. The adult aliens had sex with children. It's kind of strange that Bill Barr's father would be writing books that about aliens having sex with kids, and he would end up hiring the world's like one of the world's most known pedophiles in the world, and they all be in the same clique. And Bill Barr just happened to be over the jail in which Jeffrey Epstein died, and we're starting to find out that a lot of shit was covered up. Now that these Epstein files came out, there are people out there doing their actual reporting homework. I am excited. I'm excited. There are people actually doing reporting. They're literally going and finding out things like, wait a minute, the night of, they were in the records. There was the FBI, whatever did the little work they did do, found out that there was an inmate that said something to the effect of he had heard Jeffrey Epstein, in the other room. I guess one of the guards said the person had died. You killed him. And this other person said, which was the woman. I didn't know this part. I guess the woman is the woman who spoke up and said, don't worry about it. We got it covered. That's the same woman that ended up having $5,000 thrown into her account out of nowhere. Now, they haven't proved it was facetious. I don't know. But it's just all weird how you would think the FBI, and it's a black woman too, they would have researched the hell out that woman. She black. Ain't no way in hell she would have just got away unless it was something else going on. Now, there's another reporter that found out in that jail that Jeffrey Epstein was in, and I didn't know this, maybe you guys did, there was an inmate that tried to kill him at one point. I didn't know that tried to take him out. And that's why he was put, it was his inmate, his cellmate tried to off him. So they got rid of the cellmate, and that's why he was in there by himself. He's supposed to get another cellmate, but that cellmate just ended up not coming. So he was in that cell by himself. Yep. And I remember showing you guys a while back ago the video, and I said, there's a little orange something in the back that's going back there. It's a little orange something. I don't know what it is. And then their uniforms were orange. Now they got photos. I don't understand how there is like, I don't know how many uniforms you get, you know what I'm saying? When you go to prison, those orange jumpsuits, how many do they give you? Because the photo they got of my man's room, Jeffrey Epstein's room, there is a crap ton. It's all over the floor. I'm like, how many suits do they give you? Do they give you 5 for the week? I mean, why is the floor littered with these things? And not only one noose was made, multiple. Out of this cloth, these clothing jumpsuits, multiple, the nooses were made. And took a picture of one, and in that picture, the FBI, whoever's doing the quote unquote investigation, put on it, this was not the one that killed him. Like, there was multiple. You want to tell me he made more than one? I'm kind of confused by that. I would be investigating that to this day. How do you make more than one? And on top of that, they didn't take any fingerprints from the place. Jesus. Where were these people at? What is this, the Three Stooges? Huh? Who's doing this? The Three Stooges? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, how is it that everybody fucked up? I mean, the forensic person fucked up. The security guards, they got laid off. 2 of them got fucked up. The one black lady, I don't know what happened to her. She either got fired or whatever, but she gets $5,000. She done fucked up. Everybody done fucked up. In one prison, you had multiple fuck ups in one night. Y'all need to close down. Y'all ain't good at y'all job. How the hell y'all have all those fuck ups in one night? And the forensic people don't work for the jail. They fucked up. How you fuck up? You just gonna come into the prison and be like, let's gather everything up, take it with us. You mean you ain't gonna Law and Order SVU it? You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do that? This just clown shit. How the fuck? You gotta say something that, at this point, you gotta say, if you made that many mistakes, maybe they weren't mistakes. Maybe it was meant to happen. And I think y'all need to bring in Bill Barr. And don't forget to ask about Pops and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Because Bill Barr is in the middle of this. You the head of the place. And your DOJ fumbled it this bad? Nah. 1 mistake, yeah. 2 mistakes, maybe. All mistakes? No, bro. No. I ain't gonna believe it. And I don't see how the FBI believe it. FBI be critical of everything. Police are critical of everything. And you're gonna tell me y'all were just lax at the prison when the billionaire got killed? The billionaire got killed by possibly some poor-ass black people or guards in the room. And you're gonna leave the guards all by their lonesome? Get out of here. Get out of here. One of them would have been in jail right now for that murder, even if they didn't do it. Y'all would have planted something on him. There's no way in hell that shit just got it. He didn't kill himself. I'm almost 100% sure on this. He didn't kill himself. I always said he didn't kill himself for one reason. This arrogant fuck got off the last time. And then days before he did this, he hired like massive lawyers. I mean, expensive ones. It's like, I'm good. And he was worried about his his inmate trying to kill him. So he was afraid. And he made one last phone call. They gave this man the privilege while he was in jail to use a phone that wasn't tapped. Every prisoner, when they get on the phone, it's recorded. They gave this man access to a phone that they couldn't record him so he could make his phone call before he went back to his room. The day of his death. There ain't something wrong with it. And I'm glad they finding out some stuff, but that's what we know about the Epstein files. Oh, and by the way, the accountant, they're grilling him. This is one thing I found out. The accountant of Jeffrey Epstein's finances acts like, I don't know nothing about it. You just giving people shits of money. I mean, crazy money, just for the hell of it. And then you getting money from major billionaires to give to him. It don't have you don't have it like, I'm writing this down. Because an accountant's got to write it down what it's for. You can't just be writing down gifts. This fool's writing down gifts. You giving gifts of hundreds of millions of dollars. What kind of gift is that? What'd you do for that? Money that he gave out to women settling lawsuits about rape and all these other things. You know the lawsuit is about settling shit where a woman has said that Jeffrey Epstein raped her, or a girl said that she raped her, and you're giving out millions to that family as an accountant. Man, you're like the controller of the money in a sense. So you kind of would go to the guy and say, yo, man, you sure you need to give her like $4 million whatever dollars? I mean, come on, we can give her $2 million something. Nah, that's the case. You got to give it to her. We don't settle it. You giving $4 million, you don't know what it's going for. What you going to write it down as? Gifts. You knew some shit. You just looked the other way. And that's still fraud. You're still responsible for fraud, bro. You see fraud. You can't just do fraud and be like, I didn't know. Well, you knew it was a red flag for fraud and you still did it. You're the one who had to figure out how to hide it, because there's no way in hell these have been red flags for any government to be like, where's all this money going and why? You were the one who was charged, not for a week, not for 2 years. This mug was with him for a decade or so. So you got to tell me you know something. But one of the things he did say is that there was a woman or girl, whomever it was, a female, I don't know what the age was, that Jeffrey Epstein paid off that said Donald Trump raped her, not Jeffrey Epstein. And Donald Trump, at least I don't know for sure if it was Epstein, but it was Donald Trump for sure. He paid off this woman who said Donald Trump raped her. And you know, James Comey, not Comey, Comer, right? It's Comer, yeah. He came out, Blockhead Comer, he came out distressed. So yeah, they got a lot of information, you know, just like more information comes, it opens up so many cans of, you know, worms and shit. Yeah. He didn't come out like, oh, it's just, you know, crazy information. It doesn't make any sense. He tried to blame Donald Trump for something. Donald Trump's innocent. He didn't come out like that. Homie came out worn out, just sitting there in front of it. Yeah, you know, the more these come out, more worms and cans of worms and cans and shit come out. That's all I gotta say. Keep going, y'all. Keep going. Love this for the women. No matter who's doing it, independents, Republicans, Democrats, you're on the side of the women. I love it because right now Donald Trump is sweating. He gonna probably start another war or some other shit just because he wants us to stop talking about it. But we ain't gonna stop talking about it. And the ladies, I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you keep it going down. I know you're gonna keep fighting, and the rest of us gonna keep fighting with you with the best way that we can. If it's just keeping it in the ecosphere, we're gonna keep talking about it. All right. So, switching over to this thing that they call everything war, excursion. We're gonna get into that, but just to speak to the Iranian people, I remember. Just pay attention to this, Iranian people. I want you to see, because I'm gonna try and make the case. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be good at it, but I'm gonna try and make the case about this. You remember, like, eons ago, like February 28th, it feels like a fucking 400 years ago, 400 in February 28th. It feels like forever ago, but you guys heard this and you was excited in the street screaming. Ah. Yeah, this is what you heard.
To the great proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach.
Remember that? Iranians, whether you're in America or whether you're in Iran, remember that? It's coming to liberate you. It was about you. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna keep telling you, but listen to me loud and clear. This is the clear part. Trump doesn't even care about his kids. You are a dipshit if you think he cares about you. Say that again. Have you ever heard Donald Trump say he loves any of his children? Not once. He only said that he would have sex with his daughter. That's it. And there was only one. He ain't said shit about Tiffany. Tiffany ain't nowhere to be found. We had to dig and research and find out that Tiffany was his. We still got a question about that, but she looked like him. But he's never cared about his kids. Ever. You ain't heard nothing about it. And he went out and told y'all this. You liberated. You jumped in the streets thinking Sir Dipshit a lot is going to do something for you. Trump, and hear me clearly, never has, nor never will care about liberating the citizens of Iran. Hear me clearly. Trump never has, nor never will care about liberating the citizens of Iran. If you don't believe me, ask the citizens of Venezuela. He's got a cookie cutter way to do it. Come in, kill your leader or take your leader off, put your leadership that you had before back into place, and then bounces, and then leave that leader there. Now, if he had got his way and not killed all your leaders and just got the one and been able to get that other one into place, but he killed him, get that other one into place, which was probably the person in second command, whatever, or not his kids, was probably in bed with Israel or somebody and was ready to take it over. But he got kaboomed. Guess who stepped in the room? Kaplow. And it's like, how you like me now? But that's what happened to him. He gone. So now plan diverted. What we got now? We got a backup plan? Netanyahu? Nah. All right. What we doing now? Mm-hmm. Is it a war? Mm-hmm. Find another word, man. Is it a war? No. I just said no, you dipshit. But they think it's a war, so it's a war. It's like, okay, all right. Go ahead and say it's a war. See what happens to you. This is Benjamin Netanyahu saying to Donald Trump. Donald Trump came out, said war, and everybody's like, oh, shit, we're at war. No, we're not. I'm like, you just said it was a war. I didn't. Yeah, you did. Well, it's both. Dipshit. And anybody else, I just want to put it in a scenario where anybody else, if you walked into McDonald's and went in there and said, hey, I like a Big Mac. We don't sell Big Macs. You'd be like, but there's a Big Mac right there. We don't sell Big Macs. And now we sell we sell Mac Bigs. Say what? It's a Big Mac. No, you're reading it wrong. It's Mac Big. Like, fool. I see. We don't sell them. I'm like, yeah, you do. It's a fucking Big Mac. Nope, it's a Mac Big. Nope. I'm like, oh my God. You would not want to work nor eat anywhere near a McDonald's if their employees couldn't figure out what the fucking menu said. Donald Trump don't know what a fuck a war is. He's calling it everything but a war, but he's the first one that came out on the day of and called it a war. I'm like, the one thing you want in a leader is them to make a decision. How many of y'all have gone out on a date, okay? Going out on a date and you decided, okay, first date you ever been out, and you decided, okay, you go to this restaurant and the menu's like this fucking long. And it's like 7 pages. The last 3 pages are drinks. And you get that one girl or that one guy, depends on your date. You don't came in, you're like, oh, I know what I want. I'm coming in here, I'm gonna get me some motherfucking shrimp, I'm gonna give me this, I'm gonna give me a side salad, blah, blah, blah. And this mug is sitting there like, let me see what they got inside the chicken. They got 45 things of chicken up in this motherfucker. Let's see that chicken right there. You're like, motherfucker, buy some chicken. Just eat it. That shit, yeah, that's him. I don't know if it's a war. Could be a war, but I don't know if it's a war. But what if I pick something else off the menu? Driving you fucking nuts. I'm like, next time you go on a date, you just take somebody to a menu that's like, we only sell chicken. What kind of chicken? Fried? Hot or mild? One kind. Just get it. Set. Done. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. Donald Trump can't figure it out. How you want a leader that can't make a decision? Stick with it. You're going to call it a war, keep it a war. And I already heard somebody talk about the difference between the excursion thing. We're going to go over that too. Because even when he calls it an excursion, he's still wrong. He called a war excursion. That's why this episode is called WARCURSION. Because Lady America, we're in a WARCURSION. Because this fool can decide on the menu whether it's going to be a war or, in his mind, an excursion. He's still wrong, but we'll talk about that. Somebody already put it in there. We're going to talk about it anyway. Trump doesn't care about these people. He literally put that out there, right? And then we got to see the same day, we got to see this. We didn't get this information. We knew these young ladies have been unalived at their school. Over 100, a total of like 170 people, the majority of which were children. And mostly because it was a girls' school, girls. That's what we saw. Turns out it's America that did it. We all saw that. I showed it to you yesterday if you didn't see it. That was America that did that. And anybody with any kind of, respect for, their country and in a war would come out and say, we're sorry for what we did. We didn't mean to do that, but the war has to go on or whatever, just keep responsible for what the things you did. Just be responsible and accountable. But no, you saw the part where Trump was on the plane. If you didn't, we'll play it again, and he literally blamed Iran.
Mr. President, did the United States bomb and close elementary school and send Iran in the first day of the war?
Look at Pete.
No, in my opinion, based on concede, that was done by Iran.
Was that true, Mr. Nixon? Was Iran did that?
Certainly investigated.
You just suggested that Iran somehow got its hands on a tomahawk and bombed its own elementary school on the first day of the war. But you're the only person in your government saying this. Even your defense secretary wouldn't say that when he was asked, standing over your shoulder on your plane on Saturday.
Facts.
Why are you the only person saying this?
Because I just don't know enough about it. I think it's something that I was told is under investigation. But tomahawks are used by others, as you know. Numerous other nations have tomahawks. They buy them from us. But I will certainly, whatever the report shows, I'm willing to live with that report.
None of those nations would we sell it to. Is he trying to say that we sold tomahawks to Iran? I mean, come on. Nobody knew you was going to be shooting, you dipshit. It was only you and Israel that knew you guys were going to be shooting, throwing bombs that direction. Somebody else just said, you know what? I got a feeling one of the tomahawks should be shot. Where should we shoot it? Oh, Israel. Not Israel. Oh, my shit. Iran. I'm just going to shoot it to Iran. For what? I don't know. Just got an inkling, got a feeling. That's the stupidity you got to have to listen to that shit and give it any kind of validity. That they just, oh, I got an itch. I got to shoot a tomahawk. For what? Where's the location? Longitude, latitude? I don't know. Let's pick one. Wow, there you go. And then America's like, oh, we sell them to other people. It ain't even America. It's Donald Trump, which dipshits elected to lead America. I wouldn't let this man lead me into anything. The restroom, a restaurant, to hell. He couldn't let, even if it happened, I'd be like, nah, God, you got to pick somebody else. Not at all. It ain't my time. If I'm walking in with him, it ain't my time. We got to turn around. We got to figure we got to rethink this. There's no way in hell. But these people got dipshit aholic out here just like, wow. Leading us. Go, champ. And I mean, I'd rather pick the talking horse. Wilbur, I'd rather pick him. Wilbur the talking horse. I'd rather him lead the country. He been dead, but I know he got to have a relative somewhere. I'd rather have him lead. Thoroughbred, I mean, I don't care if it was a mule. I'd rather have it lead than Donald Trump. It would be a better choice. It'd be a better choice. A mule makes a decision and sticks with it, even if it's stupid, but he sticks with it. This man right here flips with it, but never with the feeling. They don't like it, huh? It ain't good, huh? All right, let me try something else. I'm like, think it through, bro. Think it through. Come up with some shit that makes sense. But nope. He comes up with dipshit stuff, and they stick with it. Now, you know, after he blames the school, we found out, and it's reporting, you know, we've been knowing for a few days that it was a tomahawk. Israel didn't have the tomahawk, so it had to be America. If it was a tomahawk that hit it, it was America. We only two was in this fight. Okay? So Israel didn't have them. We did. So it had to be us. Once we found that out preliminarily, and that's why you couldn't get Pete Hegseth, which was shocking. He showed a sense of integrity. I was like, holy shit. He literally did not just, yes, sir, 3 bags full, sir. He's like, we're doing an investigation on that. And you can tell his eyes were frowning because he's like, shit, what I got to do? Because otherwise he would just say yes. He didn't. So he had some kind of responsibility in his head outside of just being a sycophant to Trump, which shocked me, like I said. But they found out, and it's more than preliminary. They found out from military insider, I guess, that it is our tomahawk. We saw it ourselves. We see the name on it, Made in America. We're the only ones that have it that's in this war. Nobody in the Middle East has this bitch like that. So we haven't sold it to them. So it's us. So now that he knows it's us, because you can't tell me that everybody else at the White House or military and all that shit, they know it's ours. They haven't called the head president. of the country and said, hey, turns out the Tomahawks were ours. We did the shooting. We got to fix it somehow. No. Donald Trump was asked on the way to the helicopter today on the lawn that specific question. And this is what Sir Dipshit had to say.
A new report says that the military investigation has found that the United States struck the school in Iran. As Commander-in-Chief, do you take responsibility for that?
That is what?
As Commander-in-Chief, do you...
For what?
For the strike on the school in Iran. A new report says the military investigation has found it was the United States that struck the school.
I don't know about it.
I don't know about it. You can listen to it. This is what gets people. Like, people don't pay attention often to the very small details of human behavior. When she said it to him, he heard what she was saying. He stood away from her. He heard what she was saying. And he heard it because, you know why he heard it? Because he heard the last part of it. He goes, she said, you take responsibility for that. And he's like, for what? And as she started talking, he's still kind of not listening because, you know, he's got this information already. And he's like, oh, I don't know about it, and walks away. Donald Trump has something to say about everything. Even when he's wrong, he has something to say about everything. He walked away from that because they ain't had no talking point for him just yet on it. He ain't got nothing to say. He already blamed another country that he blew up to begin with. The same country that he said, well, we had an imminent threat from. That's the same country. The same person said they got a Tomahawk somehow from America or its allies and blew up their own school filled with kids. And that's what he heard or what he thinks. And then another interview, he says, I don't know anything about it. I'm just guessing type of thing. He didn't say I'm guessing. He said, I don't know anything about it, but you know, that's from what I heard. I'm like, no, bro, you can't say from what you heard when the military person right behind you, the head of the military, literally says we're doing an investigation. So if you're doing an investigation, the dude that's on your plane, that's the head guy of all the people in the military, he doesn't have that information, then where the fuck did you get it from? His head, he made it up. And it's the first time I've seen somebody like Pete Hegseth not just back his play and say exact words. He literally just said, oh, he knew that we did it. He still lied, Pete Hegseth. But he wouldn't go so far as to lie and say it was Iran who did it. So something left in this man, right? Just something. It might have been a hiccup. You know, it's not the actual software. It's a bug in it. But regardless, this is what this man did. He said, I don't know nothing about it. I always got something. Then he goes off to some factory or another. You know, still working with the clueless union members, not the regular union members, the clueless ones, the one that won't say nothing, just sit there and just suck it up with, oh, the president's coming to our factory. Oh my God, we got to come. Everybody who has a brain that works there was not there. It was just the sycophants who love wearing red hats and just, you know, white supremacy and all that. Inferior mind type people came and was, yay, my savior, the one that's going to get us all killed and get us to heaven really quick. That group of people came, and he had a little something to tell them because, you know, he walking around with regular people whose gas has gone up astronomically, fertilizer's gone up astronomically, food's about to go higher. This next round of food that's going to be coming in is going to be high. It's high. And he's out here trying to give a little speech and talk to people and all that out in the streets. I'm like, These people, the ones that's dipwits that are coming to listen to him, they may say something, but he ain't safe. I don't know why he out in the streets. He ain't safe. Let these gas get up to $10 and $7 in states where it used to be $2. He ain't safe. You better keep your ass in a bunker somewhere because these MAGAs are going to try to take your ass out. I done told y'all, who's going to take Donald Trump out? I promise you it will be MAGA. I said it a long time ago. Once he fucks them over royally, MAGA. When you went from having a boat and your ass is living on a carpet outside, your ass is going to take him out. I ain't lying. They done built all these guns and Second Amendment. Have you heard MAGA or Republicans talk about Second Amendment? They used to talk about it every other day. Biden was president. You couldn't go on any social media without one of them fools bringing up the Second Amendment, bringing up Hillary Clinton, bringing up Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. You couldn't get now. They ain't got shit to say about everybody named Mama. They just talking about their orange king or queen, whatever you want to look at it. He's out there doing his YMCA shit today. It's just crazy to me. These people now are quiet because why? Because they ain't got no time, no money to be talking shit. They got to pay gas and pay bills and all this shit. And already, now I don't know if you knew, you guys may be from the Midwest, I went back home to take care of my mother and for a few weeks. And it was snow. This is last month. Snow everywhere. And before I left, people who I knew from that's the hometown that I grew up in, and nearby states too, were telling me that their gas bill shot up. What do you think it's going to be like now? I mean, shot up. I mean, shot the fuck up. I mean, like there were some people who were paying, regular for during the winter time. It shoot up to like $200-$300, whatever. These people were talking about $1,200, $3,000 bills for a month. And what do you think it's going to be like now? You better hope it don't snow. But where do you think it's going to be at now? Ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous if you're using any kind of oil or gas or anything like that to heat your shit. So anyway, those things already happened. These people are going to go off. They ain't going to have it. They ain't going to have it. I'm telling you, they always say Democrats are trying to do something. Like every last time somebody tried to assassinate Trump, they all were Republicans. They try and lie their ass off and say, oh, he was a radical. He got radicalized by the left. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. You just don't think that that Republicans like trans people. That's why y'all tear up Grindr everywhere y'all go. Y'all just repressed. The Republicans, you guys have more gay people in your group than anybody. The Democrats have them in their group, but they out. They wearing their fingernail polish, they don't change their name and change the game and all that. They free to be. You guys are behind the scenes talking shit about them while you sipping on, you know what, at some other place and calling up people and people you don't want to keep names, getting on Grindr and breaking it down. That's why when Democrats get together, they don't have to break down Grindr. They with their girlfriend or boyfriend out in the open. You're the one that's behind the scenes, going to house to house to house to house, tearing up Grindr. But you got so much hate for yourself. That's why you don't have no love for anybody else. That's why you never create bills for anybody else, because you got so much hate. Y'all need to come out so y'all can be happy. But nope, y'all repressed and angry. Where's the lie? You just don't break Grindr because what? You just want to see what the app look like? Ain't nobody that stupid. Ain't nobody that stupid, man. So that's why y'all think, oh, the person who tried to take down Trump because he was with a trans person, he was a liberal. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Raised by MAGA his entire fucking life. Never voted for a Democrat, never signed up to be a Democrat, he was a Republican. So I don't know how the hell, and it kills me how these reporters and shit, and on CNN and MSNBC, they all ran with this bullshit ass statement that this person was a liberal, and then nobody combated that. Said, really? So what makes you think he's a liberal? Because he was somebody trans? Yeah, that didn't work. Nah. There are trans and gay people and Republicans, so not gonna follow on that one. But the news did, because they don't believe in facts. They just let these people have a win. Oh, let them have one. No. If they wrong, they fucking wrong. Everybody who tried to assassinate Donald Trump in these past few years have been MAGA. They have been Republicans pissed off that Donald Trump has took over their party. They started to remember, wait a minute, we used to believe in family values. Wait a minute, we used to believe in law and order. Wait a minute, this ain't my father's Republican. What the hell are we in? And they wake up and they realize they want their party back. And the only way to do it is to take out the orange king or queen. I keep calling him king. And that's what's happened those 3 times. So please don't get it twisted as we get back on track. Those things happen. Now, Donald Trump goes out to this factory, and he's giving this speech. I'm telling you, Democrats, Republicans who have sense, the 24th Amendment. You have to put this in that. You got to try and impeach this dude. This man is mentally impaired. Always has been, but it's just gotten worse. Just listen to this and try to make heads or tails of what the fuck he's talking about.
We did a little excursion. We had to take this little few weeks of excursion, but it's been incredible. Our military is unbelievable, the job they're doing.
Yes. You just said it is a little excursion, and you said it is a war. So which one is it?
Well, it's both. It's both.
It's a warcursion. It's both. It's a warcursion. He didn't say that. That's my word, Donald Trump. So you can't take it. I made my word. He gonna sit there. If he hears this, he's gonna be like, I came up with a little word. It's called warcursion. It's both of them. Oh, dipshit ass. It's a new word. I made it up. Yeah, you still got it wrong, you dipshit. But anyway.
It's an excursion that will keep us out of a war. And the war is going to be, for them it's a war. For us, it's turned out to be easier than we thought.
It's easier than we thought. We thought he was going to come up with an adjective, not a verb. He came up with an adjective. He's like, we turned it, for them it's a war, but for us it's a easier than we thought. He couldn't even remember to say excursion. Man. All right. Anyway, as the wise person said earlier, let's get this dude. And this is what gets me, right? Nobody. This gentleman that just asked him the question didn't even do it. Nobody came out in front of him. I don't see it on other news stations. I don't see people talk about it. But when this man's speaking, not one person right in his face will tell him, not even the people who work for him, which tells me they don't know the difference. Pete Hegseth don't know the difference between the words. Either that, they too scared to tell him. But here's the thing, I know Pete Hegseth ain't too scared to tell him, because behind the scenes, in front of the camera, he goes, we're looking into investigating it. He didn't just ride or die with Donald Trump when he said that the Iran killed itself with the weapon of choice from America. So when he said excursion, he meant to say incursion. And ain't nobody, no military person. I mean, Caroline Levitt was right there with her crazy looking Stedford wife looking ass, was standing there, didn't say nothing. Pete Hegseth, the head of the military, should know military terms. He didn't say nothing. Not one person on his team has come up and said, yo, it's incursion, bro. Give it to me one more time. Incursion, that's what it is. And here's the definition of it for you. Go ahead and read that. Okay, cool. All right, we go back out there. Incursion, not excursion. Excursion is like, hey, going out on the parties and we'll chill out. Not incursion. We're talking about a war. Quick and out. That's what we mean. Whew. Nobody. And if they did it to him, he's still stupid. But we're going to go ahead and don't take my word for it. Do not take my word for it. We're going to go ahead and deal with the FedEx. And that's going to be right here. As you see and read this, an excursion is a short, often leisurely trip away from a place, school trip maybe, or an accidental movement off a set path, an aircraft leaving the runway accidentally. Now, I don't think he's in an accidental war. Nah, I don't think he's going on a school field trip. So it's not an excursion, you dipshit. And I wish somebody would tell him to his face so you can see on camera his face turn into a like, well, you fat bitch, I'm tired of you. You know he gonna do it. You know he gonna do it no matter what. Someone was like, did you know an excursion is just a trip with, whatever it may be, but an incursion is what you're trying to get at? You fat heifer. You know he gonna do it. And then she should slap the shit out of him when he says it. You attacked the president. He called me a fat heifer. He deserved it. Everybody else be like, he did deserve it though. He did say that out loud. He did say it. But that's what he's gonna go for. He gonna try and call people names. You see? An incursion, you orange dipshit, is a sudden, often hostile invasion or unauthorized entry into a place, entering restricted airspace, or a school, which you did both. I mean, how many of us are tired of dumbasses running shit? Dumbasses shouldn't get jobs that require brains to work. I mean, y'all should just like sit the fuck down. Just stop working. Y'all should be on like total welfare. You know what? Instead of putting people out of the country, immigrants, let's get smart people in. Dumbass people, all these MAGAs, y'all need to go on welfare. Y'all need to be the welfare babies. Give everybody else the jobs, because then our country would actually grow and actually be prosperous. You know what I'm saying? Actually be a great country. We become great again by putting you back where you belong, in a cave somewhere, because I be damned if you don't have brain cells enough to do the simplest of things, like know a fact when you fucking see it, to learn how to actually search a fact, not to take your feelings and turn it into a fact. I mean, good night. You learn this shit at the same time you learn how to wipe your ass as a baby. Y'all never learned how to wipe your ass, because there's no way in hell that you learn how to wipe your ass but didn't learn how to wipe a fact into your fucking brain. How do you input facts? You don't know how to do that. So I know you don't wipe your ass well. MAGA, your ass stink. Got to. There's no way in hell you can't learn how to find a fact. It's crazy. It's incursion, not excursion. It's leading a fucking country, and he doesn't know it. You should have known when the man didn't know what groceries were. He thought you had to give your ID to get bread at a grocery store. He put out groceries in one little meeting he had in front of everybody, a little presser he had, just to give you this grocery idea. He cares about grocery prices. He put a bunch of groceries that were sitting there in the sun forever. The sausages had turned gray. They had been out there forever. Food that somebody could fucking eat. You wasted money and food just to get in front of a camera hours after that food's been sitting there. And then came out and looked at it like, ever seen that before? Wonder what that is. I ain't seen that. Looking at it like he ain't never seen groceries before. And then he comes out, there's this thing called groceries. Who would have thought I want a thing kind of groceries? You ever heard of groceries? You ever heard of brain cells, you dipshit? Because you don't have them. I don't know what's keeping all this shit together, but it ain't brain cells. Because them bitches is dead for you to be sitting here at 79, 80 years old. Okay? Mark Cuban is rich. He ain't this much of a dipshit. I mean, come on. You got people who have been Prince, the one that's married to Meghan Markle. Forget his name. But he was a prince his whole fucking life. You feel me? This dude didn't have to work for shit. I mean, come on. You had to work in real estate. This man sat around his entire life going to different countries doing this shit. That's all he did. You think he knows about regular fucking life, but somehow he does. It's amazing. And Donald Trump couldn't gather this shit, living 79 years. I guarantee you, Meghan Markle's husband, Prince Harry, knows what the fuck groceries are. And this bitch ain't never bought them or cooked them before he got with somebody outside of the castle. Had food delivered to him. Had food. This man's ass was wiped by somebody till he was 33. I mean, come on. And you gonna tell me he knows what groceries are, but Donald Trump's 79-year-old dumbass don't. And he leading the country. The fuck is up with y'all? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. Who would want that? So this man don't know what an excursion is, or incursion is. He calls it an excursion. Then he goes on to talk about he done won the war, y'all. Don't want it. Don't want this WARCURSION. Yeah. Listen to this dipshit speak. Yeah, again, speaking to the dipshits of the world, the ones that are still wearing red. He done fucked up red. I mean, I don't want nothing red. I mean, nothing. I'm like, I got blood in me. That's about it. I'm like, stay in there. I don't want to see.
Operation Epic Fury. Is that a great name? Well, it's only good if you win. You know, you can only do. And we've won. Let me tell you, we've won.
So it's only good if you win. And we've won. So you had to think it can only be good if you win. But you should have just said it's good because we've won. But you had two thoughts in your head, and the dipshits behind you didn't catch that you just had two thoughts instead of one. They heard we won. They didn't hear that he doubted the fact that it could be a good name because we haven't won yet. But then because he's realized he said he was a loser, he had to turn around and give himself credit for shit that ain't happened yet. All that happened in one sentence. All these dipshits behind him can't figure it the fuck out. Again, go back to your cave. Stop trying to be regular humans. You don't have the full capacity to be a full human. You are inferior to the rest of us, the ones who can actually fucking think. You are inferior. If you can't come up with a fact, bro, come on. We can all be wrong, but damn, once we figure out what happens, oh, 1 + 1 is 2. Then you cool, but you walk around saying 1 + 1 = 11. And with all the confidence in the world, yeah, go live in your cave. We ain't got time to be educating you on shit that you should have actually done the work. You're too lazy. You're feeble-minded. You should have actually worked in school. Nobody said you had to be a genius, but you should have listened once or twice in that bitch. You was there for 18 years or more. And you didn't gather some facts that you took with you to grow up? Come on, man. Gonna call other people pull themselves up by their bootstraps. You can't even spell bootstrap. Can't even spell it. Talking about, go back, boy. They shouldn't be running farms. They shouldn't be doing nothing. They should take their ass and live in a cave. Because you didn't learn from that stage. That Neanderthal stage, y'all still there. You just look different. It's crazy. He gonna sit here and say he won the war. But it's not a war. It's an excursion. But it really isn't. It's an incursion. But he doesn't know that. And the people around him, military people and all, too scared to tell this man that he's stupid. Sir, that's an incursion. You're making us look bad. Can't do it. So that tells you right there. If they can't just tell this man the simple truth of what the words mean that he's saying, then are they going to give him factual information to protect Americans from another 9/11? Not if it makes them look stupid. If it makes them look stupid, they ain't gonna let them know. They'll be like, oh man, they can't, because this is something that I saw in an article where Iran, this is not necessarily fact, but it was like it was like AP or something like that article that I got, and it was estimating what Iran could do, because he was saying they don't have a missile that can reach our country. And it's like, well, that doesn't matter. They can have their ship get close enough to be able to do it. And the FBI is warning California that is one of their intels that they found out, is that Iran is trying to get its ship closer to America, just enough for its rocket to reach California. I ain't making this shit up. Now, and Donald Trump, I don't want. If they're not going to tell him this information, which I hope they would, it makes Donald Trump look like a loser and he's stupid, so they just might let it go and be like, oh, they hit us. You already been warned that it could be, so you should be already working on that. You should be already out in the waters protecting America. Your ship shouldn't be in Iran, not all of them. Some of them should be within missile range around California. I'm just saying. You know it. If I know it, you have to know it. If I'm finding out about it, your ships should already be there. If they're not there, that tells you right again, they aren't willing to tell this idiot that he's wrong. And trust me, these countries are willing and ready and able to make this fool wrong. These people who support him, there's 40-some% that support him in this fucking war shit. This country wasn't thinking shit about us. 47 years we've been talking this shit back and forth. No weaponries have reached us. We haven't been killed unless we started something with them. We just left their ass alone, we'd be fine. But no, Israel and dipshit Donald Trump following Israel's plan. That's why we don't know what we're doing, because this war isn't ours. Donald Trump just wanted to take credit for it. Oh, I won another war. I help people, peace. And that's pretty much, I'm sure, you'll get a Nobel Peace Prize. And this is Lindsey Graham, who went and met with Bibi Netanyahu and his people. And he told Bibi Netanyahu how to sell it to Donald Trump. And you've been seeing Lindsey Graham all over Fox talking about next is going to be Cuba and this, that, and the third. This man, whatever he is, that's one of the people, along with Bibi, that has gotten us into this war. They're war happy. Not one of them, at least not Lindsey Graham, is serving in the war. He ain't in front of nothing. So if y'all want to get somebody, get Lindsey. Iran, get Lindsey, Netanyahu, Trump. Leave us the fuck alone. And I know you got to do your thing, but leave us the fuck alone. We didn't want this shit. I understand that's a big ask, because he didn't leave y'all the fuck alone. We didn't know that was going to happen, so I understand. But this shit got real. It ain't no excursion for him. It ain't no incursion. It is an incursion, but it's not like what they're saying. It's not like a long war. And it's going to be short. I'm almost done. I'm finished. Almost. We won already. You can't just claim you won, bro. Move your ships and see what the fuck happens. Move them. Take them out of the Middle East. They're going to continue bombing every area that has Americans sitting on that soil. You got an airplane still there. It's gone. And you ain't got the ships or the military there to do anything. Go ahead and pull yourself out of it. See what the fuck happens. They ain't going to just stop like, oh, America left. Oh, we cool. Load back up, just chill, relax. War's over. No. Here's the thing I want you guys to understand, and I'm pretty sure people who are military and families don't understand. Had you killed a leader, and that would be it. They might put another leader in, and they might want to try and take Donald Trump out, but it may not be a war. May not. Could be, may not. You didn't just kill the leader, man. You blew up the entire estate. That shit was rubble, and that shit was a lot of land. So you blew that shit the fuck up. Wasn't nothing left. You couldn't even tell it was a house there. All you saw was ground and a bunch of cement and shit. That house, that huge house, had the Ayatollah, had him in it. His son's wife, kids, the entire family was in that house. You think somebody whose entire family was in that house and now is the leader of that country is going to die without fucking something up? I ain't talking about you killing him. I'm saying if he leaves that place for as more, as I say, he looks like he could be in his 50s, maybe. I don't know what the hell it is, right? He could be in his 50s. So if they say he's in his 50s, he had a little gray. Let's say he's 50, he lives like Pops, 83. He got 30-something years to fuck with America. Long after this orange creep is dead, they're going to still be trying to fuck us up. They don't think. They don't think. It's act. It's a bunch of testosterone and no brain power. All down in the nether regions, not up here. It's like, dude, you didn't think this shit through. Didn't. None of us, if somebody killed our entire family, like we went outside and said, I'm gonna go over here and go to the store, you know what I'm saying, pick up something to eat, get, you know, a little rib plate, whatever, bring family back some food, and you come back, the whole place is blown to smithereens. Whoever did that is dead. You understand me? It ain't dead today. But before I meet my maker, they're dead. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. There ain't no sorries to it. You know, man, I'm sorry. I lit a fuse and kaboom. You know, no. I'm coming after you. That's all to it. And when you got people who hate us already, how they gonna stop? Oh, you want home? Okay, good. All right, let's get back. Nope, ain't none of that happening. Ain't no, let's get back to. It's all about how can I kill him? I don't care what you got to say, but maybe we should chill. How can I get him? That's all I want to know. I ain't got shit else to say. I don't have to eat anymore. I don't have to sleep anymore. What y'all got to do is get this fool. It's 100%. I ain't resting. When I pray to whatever, the east, the west, it's all about his death. It ain't got shit to do with me going to heaven. This man don't die. I don't care about heaven right now. That's what's happening over there. And Donald Trump, we don't won already. You dumbass. Won what? Won what? You won your casket if you don't die first. That's what you won. Because you had Americans who were sick of you taking over the Republican Party that tried to take you out. 3 people tried to assassinate you, American citizens. Another one that was tired of the right's rhetoric about, you know, trans and gay, and because they loved a trans person, took out Charlie Kirk. These are Americans. There ain't no American here that hates you more than they do. Hell, they hate me and they don't even know me. I walk over there speaking English. They would do to me what they want to do to you. That's how much hate they got for us. You created that shit. And I ain't protecting nobody. If you standing next to me, I'm like, he right here. I'll hold him for you. But when you agree, shoot, tell me. Because I'm going to run that way. Because I ain't the one. I am not going to defend the defenseless. Why? Why would you? So that's what he says, right? He's out there telling them all this nonsense. And then everything goes up. I told y'all yesterday, I went and got gas. It was $4.99 yesterday morning. I mean, like 6 in the morning, like 6:30 in the morning. I came home around 3 o'clock. That shit went from $4.99 to $5.09. The gas average was like $3.48. Today, that shit is $3.58. It went up 10 cents. I'm scared to even know. I already got gas, so I ain't got to look at it. I should be going to store gas somewhere. I got to where to store it. It'll probably catch on fire somewhere. But it's 10 cents more than it was yesterday. This shit ain't stopping. And when you think about it, being $3.58 today, you're going to realize that, you know, soon that something like this ain't gonna make it go down. That right there is all about getting worse. That's gonna make it worse. There's 3 ships today caught on fire trying to go through the Strait of Hormuz. Better sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. They ain't got no problems unaliving y'all. And I heard people say that, and Donald Trump has said it too, about getting insurance with America to come out there and protect you from, you know, to get to the location you need to get to. And a military general, retired, said that's not going to happen. And he explained it about why it's not going to happen. And I can't go into detail like he did, but he was basically saying it won't happen because even the military wouldn't be able to protect them in that particular area. He said some of them will get through, some of them won't, but military ships won't be getting through. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a situation that they're going to just continue there's this long ride of just fighting, you know, everybody on the sides. It's not that easy. It's rough terrain. You're not going to be able to get through there unless. And plus they're putting mines in there too. While you paying attention to shooting at everybody and putting out fires, kaboom, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the mine is. And one person even said that our military, and I don't know this because this is the guy said something about under Hegseth's leadership, he said the military is incompetent in the things that they're doing. He said they have a minesweeper, I guess, ships that are minesweep, and he said I don't understand how the Iranians are out there in their ship laying mines. Wouldn't y'all be blowing them up as you see them lay mines? You just coming to pick up after they've been dropped off. You had to see the ships in which lays them, and you should have blew them up. So I'm confused by how y'all running the war. This is another military expert. I don't know if he was a general or nothing like that, but it was one of the pundits, and that made sense too. But again, I'm not there. You know, the terrain may be horrible. Maybe, you know, I don't know what's going on out there at the time. But that's what Donald Trump's out there trying to sell them. You know, its gas is high. He's trying to tell them he's going on this tour to tell everybody everything's going great. I'm winning and we're winning. We're going to get back to the prices and things of that nature. Well, after seeing that gas, there were some people who actually spoke out. There's a few individuals who spoke about what happened to them when they bought gas here recently, and I think at least two of them. I'm not sure about the first one. I think the other two were Trump supporters. They voted for Trump to win the election to be president. But let's go ahead and listen to what they had to say.
All of this stuff started the moment that we got involved. It like skyrocketed. It was like what, like 250 not even like a week and a half ago, and then it jumped up to 349. Like, it's definitely because of what's going on over there.
It's filled up before I talked to you guys, so yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, short-term pain for what I hope will be a long-term gain.
He was bragging the other day on news, 190 or 290 somewhere. It's 550 a gallon. I miss my Uncle Joe. I was balling then. Now, I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even show you $5 in my pocket.
Now, I want you to understand something. I don't know this man, of course, personally. But the reporter said that this man voted for Trump. He's a Republican. He misses Uncle Joe. I thought, wasn't there another name they called him? We called him Uncle Joe. But the MAGA red people called him what? What was they calling him? I don't even remember right now. At the top of it, they called him something else. We called him Uncle Joe. They called him like derogatory names. I'm shocked that he's calling him Uncle Joe now, because he can't rub two nickels together. Sleepy Joe. Thank you, DJ. Sleepy Joe. There was another one that was really derogatory. It was like it was really bad. It was like a bad name, but Sleepy Joe's bad. But it was all about him being slow and stuff like that. But I forgot the name of it. But Sleepy Joe is what they called him. Now he Uncle Joe. Now he Uncle Joe. If you see this whole interview, he's talking about Kamala too. Before he said about he misses Sleepy Joe, well, he said, because he was trying to justify voting for Trump because Kamala, basically, he didn't want Kamala. He said the woman or whatever, and then he didn't really go into depth about what he was got to say about her. We all know it's because she was black. He didn't want to vote for that black woman. So he's like, that Trump was better than the black woman. But I miss Joe. She would have kept the same plans as Joe as far as gas and oil because she wasn't doing anything different. She didn't plan to do anything but bring prices down. So, and she said that she was going to get people for price gouging, which means the rich would have to lower their prices, right? She said that she was going to give $50,000 for people who wanted to like buy or start a business rather. She was going to get subsidies for people who wanted to buy homes. She was going to build 1 million homes. She was talking about all the shit she was going to do for the American people. Go back and look at it, because I think you guys had this whitewashed belief because they told you DEI, they told you, what is it called? A CRT. They gave you all these buzzwords. They told you woke, all these senseless wars, all that. And we're going to get everybody out. We're going to stop the wars. We're going to bring the prices down. All that shit that Donald Trump said. She was saying, and she had actual plans to do so. Donald Trump just had rhetoric. I'm going to do it in a day, like a month, a good day, and then day after the month, after the day, and a week, and after the day. And you sitting there like he's going to do it in a day, a week, a month, and the hours, and the minutes, and the seconds. I'm going to do it. And he kept flipping shit left and right. I got concepts. After 10 years, he's got concepts. And you thought the dude that had 10 years of concepts and not a plan had the plan. Jesus. Talking about he can't rub he don't have $5 in his pocket. Well, Uncle Joe was trying his best to get you $5 in your pocket, and so was Kamala Harris. Uncle Joe didn't say nothing about giving you $50,000 and building 3 million homes. Didn't say nothing about that plan. That was Kamala's plan. We had no wars that we were in under Joe. We had no wars that we would have been in with Kamala Harris. She wouldn't have listened to Bibi Netanyahu. We wouldn't be in this. We'd be actually trying to prosper. We might be going up like this with the economy. Economy just skyrocketed. You would have had a bunch of money in your pocket. Some subsidies to start a business. Loans and shit opens up for you. The economy just growing like Democrats do. Paying off our debts. Ooh, life would have been fucking grand. But you chose the orange man that can't count, that loses business, that goes into bankruptcies, that rapes children, that grabs women by their vaginas, that sit here and go to war without asking everybody, that lies through his teeth. He lied so much they counted those bitches because there was so many of them. It was in the thousands, the tens of thousands. All that you thought was going to make your life better. Now, Donald Trump was acting like he was winning. And I mean, I don't know what's going over there because it's hidden from us, so to speak. You can try and watch Al Jazeera and you'll see some of that. Al Jazeera? Yeah. I would forget but you can watch some of that. I go over there and watch like, a good hour or something from over there to check it out, see what's going on. But you'll see that everything that Donald Trump's saying, they don't have no more ships anymore. Then why? How are they planting these mines? We done got rid of their Navy, and I was like, we got rid of the Navy. How they still? I mean, I don't think they teach the Army to be on the water. I mean, they may get on the water, but the Navy is a Navy. So we winning. We winning. Okay, so what do we win? What do we get? Then you got Lindsey Graham on Fox begging the Middle East to join in the fight. And they're like, what fight, bro? We don't know what y'all fighting for. You ain't even told Americans what you're fighting for. Why are we fighting? We ain't getting this shit. And they're like, you guys got to stop double dealing. Double dealing what? How they double dealing? You didn't talk to them prior to doing it. In fact, one of their main billionaires over there literally said, who gave you the right to start a fight in my neck of the woods? We didn't ask for you to do that. We got this. We don't need you. Go back to America. What the fuck is y'all problem? Kind of shit. He didn't say those exact words. He just said, who gave you guys the right? Who gave you guys the right to start a fight over here? To start a war in our area? You didn't even warn us. Didn't tell us nothing. And the whole thing is like, we just gave y'all $1 gazillion to invest. And you do this? The stock of America is going down. I already lost money investing in y'all. You don't shut down our entire. It ain't because of Iran that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. It's because of America and Israel that started this shit. Before y'all started it, this shit was flowing. You didn't have a way in and out quick to get it over with. You didn't have one. Israel was trying to start another forever war. This is our third forever war. Donald Trump's telling everybody it's going to be quick. You know what Rumsfeld said? The exact same thing when we went into Iraq, Afghanistan. It'll be about a good 6 weeks. I was like, really? Okay. 6 weeks. You go look at the map. I dare you. Go look at the map of Iraq. And we spent 20 years, it's supposed to be 6 weeks, for starting some shit in Iraq and Afghanistan. Go look at the size of them. Now you could take those bitches and pop them up and throw them inside Iran. And Iran still got more space. And you telling me 6 weeks for a place that's bigger than both the countries who was over there for 24 years trying to win, and we still lost that bitch. We left $1 gazillion worth of property over there, just got the fuck out. People who wanted to leave the country to come to America was hanging out the fucking plane trying to get into the fucking gear because they wanted to come back to America. Don't be leaving us here. Left them. Bye-bye, bitch. We started it, but we didn't finish it. 20 years or so. And you telling me the same shit as Rumsfeld. Oh, it's going to be about 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. They went in telling other countries in NATO and America saying we all want to join together, and we got a shit ton of people to fight with us. We went over there to fight small Iraq, small Afghanistan, with military men and women and countries, NATO behind us. And we still lost, bitch. And you thought we're just going to go over to a country 2-3 times bigger than those bitches combined, and we just going to do it in a couple weeks. 6 weeks, 5 weeks, he said, 4 days and shit. Now it's small, it's small. This man don't know the difference between small, big, large, huge, hugely, bigly. He don't know. His adjectives are coming from a dense place. That's what he said. Rumsfeld said that. Rumsfeld was smarter than that. He was just dumb. It's fucking like, he knew as a person working in the military, he knew what to go through, but he still was listening to Bibi Netanyahu's dumbass say, oh, well, there's weapons of mass destruction, the WMDs. Really? We ain't found those bitches in 20 years. And Iraq is smaller than Iran. So if Iran is bigger and doesn't have these weapons that you say they have, you're going to spend a shit ton of years trying to find it. Not weeks, not days, not months, not hours, years, maybe even decades. Only way we're getting out of this war, ladies and gentlemen, is when Iran rather decides to stop. Because America, you can pull out all you want. The war is still going to be there. You can leave all you want. The war is still going to be there. And let Goliath leave while David is still shooting. That's going to be one of the days. It's going to be a happy day for them. They're going to be marching the streets. We beat their ass. We beat them down. Then they're going to say, you know what? Let's finish them off. They ain't going to say, well, it won't come back. No. You're still a threat. And they ain't done yet. So if you don't have a plan or a strategy, you better be figuring out one soon. We didn't have to do this. We didn't have to jump the gun like this. We just got out of wars. You know what I'm saying? He made fun of how Biden got out of the Afghanistan war, and it's like, look, it was your plan, dipshit, and it's, you know, but it was under his tutelage. He should have looked at it and said, this plan ain't gonna work. I get it. I blame both of you, but they got out. As bad as it was, we're over. Now it's time for America to heal, and then they put Sir Dipshit in, and we're back at square one. This time, worse off. Why? Because we had one dipshit along with an evil, maniacal human being, or not even calling human being, devil, being Bibi Netanyahu. They got his dumb ass in on this. And we back there again. Same dude. They got us into that other forever war with Afghanistan and Iraq. Same dude. Same excuse. Nuclear weapons. Somebody has them or building them, and Bibi Netanyahu is too wussy to kind of fight it himself, so he's got to go cry to everybody, and, you know, we got to stop them from having it. You have nukes. You know what the hypocritical thing is about Israel? You know what's so fucked up? Y'all might know, but just in case you don't know, Israel has nukes. That may not be a surprise to some people. Okay. The group that I always mess up that starts with an I, the group that checks out all the nuclear, either, you know, energy, waste, uranium, and whatever you're going to use it for, military wise, whatever. That organization that looks that up, right? Obama, we all know, had them under an agreement in which, meaning Iran, had them under agreement that they could only reach this level of uranium. They can use it for electricity or whatever, but no weapons type of thing. Had them under that agreement. And that group checked on them, and they were abiding by the agreement. Every time they came, Iran was abiding by the agreement that was made under Obama's tutelage, his presidency. Trump comes in, tears that up. They have no more agreement with America. So they continue down the path of doing whatever it is they're doing, that they were doing before we had this agreement made with them. Trump comes in, messes everything up. Biden comes in. He never fixes it for some weird reason. We should have made another deal with him, but he didn't touch it. Trump comes back in and is like listening to Bibi Netanyahu. They're building again, blah, blah, blah. Well, they were still being checked by the agency, and they saw them with whatever. They didn't have any guidelines that they couldn't do anything anymore. So whatever level they had, they let the world know what level they had. They weren't hiding it. There you go. That's it. Agency checks it out. Agency says it's good. Boom. America has a problem. Our leaders has a problem. It wasn't even us. It was Bibi Netanyahu has a problem with it. Comes to America and tries to get it addressed. Tries to say we should be scared because they're going to come after us. I'm like, they're going to hit your ass first, bro. You close. So, you know, once they hit you, then let us know. Then we'll join in. But other than that, I ain't going after your little scary moments. No, not at all. You better get somebody to babysit your ass, because I ain't about to be coming every time you say something, turn out the lights, you scared. I'm like, nah. Every time Bibi Netanyahu has the lights turn out, he whining like a little baby. I'm like, look, you can't start shit, and when it goes dark, cry wolf. Like, no, bro. Sit your ass down, take care of your country, and take care of your nukes. And the hypocritical part of it is that same international group that checks the nuclear waste and weaponry and enriched uranium and all stuff like that, and how many nukes you have, and if you've been taking care of it and all that, that same organization has suggested over and over again that Bibi Netanyahu and Israel show them their level of uranium and nuclear waste and nuclear energy and things that they have, has asked to be shown them. The organization and others have asked that Israel be transparent and that this agency can check and see what they have. And they find that to be hypocritical, because the fact is, the Israelis don't want that to happen. They will not let this agency in to see what type of nukes they got, to see how much uranium, enriched uranium they have. They don't want nobody to know their business, and they have the right. Nobody's trying to blow up Israel for saying that it has weaponry that is not being. Every other country that has it has this agency look at it. Israel doesn't. So he has the pleasure of having all this nuclear stuff, enriched uranium and all that, and weapons, but won't let the agency in to see how much he has. But he's trying to start a war and gets Trump all excited about a war to see what they have, and the agency has already looked at what they have and has been for a long time, especially since President Obama made that deal with them. They kept the deal, even though the deal was torn up. They still kept that deal, basically, and it was still being checked. That's why they knew they didn't have the enriched uranium before Donald Trump blew it up, but he went off the word of Bibi Netanyahu and not the people who register this information. Crazy, huh? The dude that has gotten us into all forever wars, Bibi Netanyahu, literally has enriched uranium himself that he won't let anybody see so that it can be regulated. It's crazy. But because Lindsey Graham, and y'all saw it yesterday, Lindsey was on there talking about the Middle East and asking them, not asking them, in his way, begging them. You'll see.
To our Arab friends, I've tried to help you construct a new Middle East.
That's the wrong one. Sorry. That was the Arab guy talking. Let's get back to Lindsey Graham. Sorry.
To our Arab friends, I've tried to help you construct a new Mideast. You need to up your game here. I can't go to South Carolina and say we're fighting and you won't publicly fight. What you're doing behind the scenes, that has to stop. The double dealing of the Arab world when it comes to this stuff needs to end. I go back to South Carolina. I'm asking them to send their sons and daughters over to the Mideast. What I want you to do in the Mideast, to our friends in Saudi Arabia and other places, step forward and say, this is my fight too. I join America. I'm publicly involved in bringing this regime down. If you don't, you're making a great mistake, and you're going to cut off the ability to have a better relationship with the United States.
So, again, he's trying to get the Middle East in on the fight to join with America to fight Iran, the war in which you say you've already won. Now you're trying to force them into a fight that you wouldn't prepare them for. Because of you, many of their people have died. They've lost hundreds of people, injured and dead, in these other states, these neighboring countries rather, because Iran is fighting for its life, and they be damned if they're going down by themselves. The neighboring countries, they're bigger than most of the neighboring countries over there. And so they're lighting their asses up too, but only the American bases. And I don't know how many mistakes have been told, because again, they don't show it even here in America. You might see it on Al Jazeera. But all these bases that have American bases. The same with Israel. They're trying to go to Lebanon, Beirut, and all these other places that have, installations that are protecting Iran, that they believe, Hezbollah and all these proxies. So it becomes a huge fucking war. Donald Trump don't know anything. They just sitting out in the water like fucking ducks and shit. Who should we fight? You getting Beirut? Lebanon? You got them? Oh, okay. I thought we was just doing Iran. This is quite big. But what is this? I thought we was just boom. Then we was gonna get out of here. Why are 10 countries fucking fighting now? The fuck? 10? I thought we was fighting Iraq and Iran. It was 2. And this one, Iraq and Afghanistan was 2, and Iran is 1. 1 gets into 10. How'd that work? And they closed down the waterways. Bibi, what was this all about? We are in a forever war now. Ooh, boy. Don't know what I'm gonna do now. I know what you do. Donald Trump, arrest Bibi like you did Maduro. Put his ass in jail for war crimes, because remember, he's wanted for war crimes. So you might want to arrest his ass and give him to NATO. The war will stop, bits. It will stop. And then you can blame Bibi's Netanyahu's ass and say Israel is your problem, not us. You feel me? And then we can back the fuck out and go with American prosperity, and Israel can fight its own fight. How about we do that? How about that? I'm just wondering, and I want to know, because I don't know, because I haven't found out yet, who literally killed the Ayatollah? Was that our weaponry, or was that Israel? Did Israel send that bomb? Because if they did, hey, new son, I understand your wife and kids and family died, but that was Bibi. I got the kids. My bad. I got the kids. We fucked up. We what you want? We give you $3 billion. We'll give you. Yep. We sorry. $3 billion. We can go live our lives. Right? You guys, on the other hand, need to go live yours. Here's Bibi Netanyahu right here. Boop. There you go. Stick with him. Stick with him. Give Bibi Netanyahu to the Ayatollah. Just do it. Just do it. Quick. Make it done. Yep. Let them have them. They can skin them. They can do whatever they want with them. Leave us out of it. How about that? I mean, come on. Is there some solutions here? You're trying to figure it all out. I say turn Bibi Netanyahu's criminal ass in, and then we can just bounce about this thing smoothly. I'm just saying. But that's what, Lindsey Graham was trying to get the Muslims in it, the Muslim world, to get into this fight with them. It's like, dude, when you start a war, you go to them first. You don't blow up their backyard and then they have people dead and then they're supposed to be mad at the country that's getting attacked. No, they get mad at the person who killed their leader and their family and their babies. And we're mad at you, America. You didn't tell us. And they wouldn't be doing this shit if it wasn't for you. You didn't have a plan. And if you had told us, we could have been prepared. And if we had decided to go along with you, we would have been in this war together and we wouldn't have these problems. But no, you said it happened really quickly. That's what Donald Trump said. It happened real quick because we couldn't make any decisions. We just made it real quick. You going into a war with a real quick decision. Somebody had the plan. Somebody had to have the coordinates. Somebody had to do the strategy. That shit wasn't done last second. So what you said when it's done real fast, it sounds like Bibi Netanyahu had the plan and you just signed on it because you wanted the peace prize. And you thought this was going to bring peace to the people and you just going to come in and leave. Sounds about dipshittery enough for them to have done that. All right. But this is a man in the Middle East. He is, I believe, a reporter out there, a newspaper of some sort. I didn't get his name, but listen to what he has to say about this war. And to me, it's facts.
It is clear that their strategy is to make this war as expensive as possible for the United States and for the rest of the world, to put pressure on the United States for it to stop. On the other hand, nobody really knows what the declared mission of this war, and I'm not even sure I've heard the United States call it a war. It's been called Operation Epic Fury, military strikes. I'm not sure if they've called it a war yet, but the continuous sort of flip-flopping on what is the target makes everybody a bit anxious.
Facts. This man spoke with such intelligence. I just wish our president had the same understanding of facts and life. I mean, he doesn't live in America. He doesn't. He lives over there in the Middle East, and he has a stronger grasp on facts than people who live on this soil, which is highly scary. Because he's got to get it second, third, fourth, fifth, 85th hand, not by anybody who, maybe people who told him to live here, maybe get second hand from people who live here, but I mean, he just said, it is very clear. And this is the crazy part. If you listen to what he's saying, he said, it is very clear the strategy of Iran. I didn't just hook up and say, hey, Iran. Yeah. What's your strategy, bro? I'm just trying to figure it out. Let me know what's going on. Oh, okay. He didn't do that. He just watched and like, what it appears from what we see, that Iran is saying, you know what? We can't beat them by power. And mind you, they're the ones who got kaboomed first. Their reaction is a reaction. It's not an action. It's a reaction. So they couldn't have been prepared for this war. But it seems like they were more prepared for it than we were. Now, I told you that Iran has been fucked over by America so many times that they were on a thing like, we always got to be prepared because America's going to always fuck with us. Because Iran, that says, because Bibi's on his bullshit. We got to always protect ourselves. So they done thought of a strategy like that, it appears. Kaboom, strategy. Work. We still got to pick a leader, and we got a strategy going at the same time. They multitasking over there. We got to pick a leader. Okay. We got meetings. Everybody. Y'all ain't worried about nobody blowing y'all up? Nah, they don't know where we at. We 700 miles under earth. They can throw a nuke, and we ain't feeling that bitch. So let's keep it moving. All right, okay. What you got going on? Who should be elected? I don't know. Who should you think elect? They out here thinking, okay, let's do this. All right, cool. Let's go out and get something to eat. We'll be right back. They chilling. They don't came up with a strategy. They know exactly. Okay, we need you to implement it, and you need to get in touch with the Houthis, and you need to get in touch with Hamas, and you need to tell them this and get them that, and boom, we got to get the ready. We get it? Everybody on three? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. They out. Handling business. We sitting there, it's a war. It's not a war. Well, you said it was a war. Who said it was a war? You just did. Oh, well, it's not a war. They think it's a war, but it's not a war. It's going to handle really quick. Say what? What's the strategy? I will tell you. Well, then let's get in a meeting and tell us and go to the Congress. Well, we'll tell you. It's hold the horses. We'll figure it out. It's going to be short. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. It's going to be long. Could be 3 weeks. Could be 4 weeks. Could be 6 weeks. Could be, I don't know. And they're like, we know our strategy. We made it up like as soon as you bombed us, bam. It's strategy number 1. You got to find another leader. Strategy number 2. You know what? We can't beat them because we know what kind of weaponry they have and what they did to our location before, some big ass bombs. But you know, we seen what that bomb can do. We're gonna figure out when we recovered from it. Now what we gonna do? Oh well, we're gonna go ahead and get some stuff together and got all our $50,000 and $20,000. We're about to pull this asymmetric war on them. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna shoot these little bitches around with $20,000. We got a gazillion of those bitches. They stored it in the ground everywhere. So they think we got just a little bit. Nope, they've been worried about our was it nuclear power type shit? We've been building these shits 500-800 a day for the past 35 years. Them bitches is good. So we ain't worried about it. Okay. So now we can just blow up everything that they have in this area. We can shut down their economy to the point where we don't have to be fighting by ourselves. As soon as America's got $35 a gallon of gas, those bitches are moving. Strategy number 1, strategy how to win. So we ain't got to take them out. Everybody else, when they can't fucking feed their families, when they can't find gas and everybody walking to work, yeah, that war will end. That's our strategy. And this man recognized it and said, yeah, it appears that Iran's strategy is just keep, doing what we do. And these fools won't be able to do anything. We're just blowing the ships up if they come out there. They can't get their oil, can't get their gas, and all that stuff means more than just gasoline in the car. I know they can replace the gasoline in the car with some of America's oil, but America doesn't have this other oil, this Brent oil, whatever it is. We don't have that. So it's like, okay, we're going to need it. That 4%, we need it. And the other people who got 99%, being Russia. And they're giving them intel, of course, because how else would they know some of the shit that only like Russia would have known? They don't have that type of intel for us. They're in the Middle East. And Russia has that intel because they've been like that way the entire time. They've been backstabbing us, and Trump and his people. Steve Witkoff was on the news saying, well, they told us that it wasn't them, and, you know, why would they lie to us? I felt like it was another one of those Trump moments where Donald Trump went and said, our FBI and Intel had information, but I just got had a good talk with Trump, with Bibi Netanyahu, not Netanyahu, but with Putin, and he says it wasn't him. Why should I believe it wasn't him? Because it's your intel. You're trusting him? That's the same thing Steve Witkoff did just the other day. They said it wasn't them, so why wouldn't we believe Russia? Because they're our enemy? They wanted to see us dead? You talking about people want us death to America. Putin has been saying death to America since the end of when Russia fell. When Russia fell with Gorbachev. He's been talking about the death of America since then. He never took it back. So I don't understand how you talking about Middle East saying death to America when Russia's been saying that since the fall of the Soviet Union. Are we slow? But he recognized they're coming after our shit. They're coming after everything. He said every country is going to have to get in this war somehow. And they're not getting in it to fight and kill Iran. They're getting in it to tell America to back the fuck off. We going broke, bitch. You fucking the economy up. That's how they're going to win this war. With brains and not brawn. Because we short on brains. Got a lot of brawn, but short on brains. Our military people being fired left and right. They let go of a shit ton. Almost like, I ain't say 1 million. I think it's like a few 100,000 employees. Kash Patel just fired the people for intel for Iran before we ended up shooting them somewhere late end of February, whatever it was. He fired like 12, and he fired like 10 or 11 the day before. Those people were working on intel for Iran. How you let go of the people that's got the information to let you know what the fuck is going on? You was listening to Bibi Netanyahu, and what Netanyahu said was different than what our intel said. And just like Donald Trump hating on America, took Bibi Netanyahu's intel and fired ours. Turns out ours was right. Bibi Netanyahu's a lying sack of shit, and we're in a war for it. And he's out here trying to act like what? I ain't do nothing. Wait, what war? War? Yeah, we're at war, but no, we're not. Sounds like a person who's very sure he don't know what the fuck he talking about. And America keep on asking him questions like you're going to get an intelligent answer out of an idiot. But this man got it. He's like, America hasn't even determined if it's a war yet. They don't even know what they're in. Iran knows this is a war. They've moved past defining it. They're trying to win it. America's still in a define stage. How you sitting around trying to define it and you started it? All right. So it gets down to, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, gets down to a definition, another term. And if anybody's never heard of this term, you've heard it before, whether you knew the definition of it or not. One of another military man, he said something today, and I think he came out with a book too recently. But he was determining, like, he didn't correct Donald Trump's excursion. He just continued on. And this is one thing, when people who are smart know the information, especially if this is their world, they forget that they got to talk to the average person that doesn't know. Not like talk down to them. Because again, if you are an engineer, you may know, watts and ohms and things of that nature. And because, let's say, I may not know what those particular terms are, doesn't mean I'm an idiot. It just means I'm not in that field. So when you're talking about your field, you have to realize not everybody's an engineer, not everybody's a military person, not everybody's a reporter. So you need to make that shit like what, bring it to a point where a kid can understand it. Quit talking over people's heads. You're gonna turn the channel. If all you talking is like space talk. Hey, if we don't know nothing about space, bro, we ain't listening for long. You're just trying to reach a space audience. That's cool. But if you're talking to the world about something's falling out of space, we ain't got time to be looking up in a dictionary. Big rock falling from sky, about to hit the earth, the size of Texas. That's what we need to hear. We don't need to hear a constellation of this and the moon did this and the radius of, man, what the fuck you talking about? What's happening? It's a rock falling. It's going to kill you. That's like, okay, I know what's going on. This situation, this man said quagmire. But he didn't go on to explain quagmire. He said, we have pretty much gone into a quagmire. This is not what Donald Trump is saying. If you start to look, Iran is not stopping anytime soon. You killed his family. And he's the leader now. And the message of putting the leader that's the son of the person who just got killed is revenge. It is not the message of calm down, let's speak to America, and let's make amends. If that was the message, that message would have been the leader wouldn't have been the son. They would have got somebody more pragmatic, somebody who was willing to turn the country around and be able to come to an agreement of how they want things to go. That's not how it went down. And dipshit Donald Trump thought that's how it's going to go down. You know that's how he thought it was going to go down, because he thought he was going to be able to put a leader in. He thought he was going to weaken them and that they were going to have to just fold to his strong military might. And when they didn't, he didn't have a game plan. Other than to just, it's war. It's not a war. It's this. It's not that. It's excursion. While there on calculus, Donald Trump is counting to 4 with his hands. There's 1, there's 2, there's 2 plus 1 is 3, and carry the 1 is 4. 4! They're on calculus. Donald Trump is counting with his fingers and toes. So if we had brains and brawn, we'd be deadly. But we just got brawn and a bunch of dipshits. We're confused. How do you think that makes us look on the world scale? Remember when Obama was president and how every country President Obama went to, they were all in the streets. I'm like, what did Obama do for them? Why are they so excited? I mean, I'm excited, but why y'all excited? I was trying to figure it out. It was like America's finally all over the place. Oh man, he went on a world tour while he was running for presidency. This fool went to, that's why Donald Trump's always show. My crowd was big. I said, man, his crowd from people that he wasn't even gonna do nothing with was bigger than yours. I remember he stepped off the plane, the whole damn state looked like it was, wherever they was from, as far as the eye could see was bodies. I was like, what the fuck? What happened? Is this the Beatles? What the hell? It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I hadn't seen nothing like that in my life. I was like, the world loves us. Holy shit. Look at all the love that all the world has for us. He went to Africa. He went to Germany, to Europe, and all these other countries. And it was just galore. I was like, America's on top, baby. And then the inauguration was going to be ridiculous. But I'm talking about the world, what the world thought about our leadership. It was insane. I was proud to be in America. And I was like, yes, look at this. They love us. Bush, they couldn't get no crowd like that. Nobody cared about his ass. Trump, oh no. Not unless he paid him or had a, quick like fucking Craigslist list. I pay you $80 per person if you just show up and just clap and wear, I want you to wear Negroes for Trump, wherever, black, whatever word you like. I want you, and I'm gonna put you back here. He stages everything. He pays for everything and has other people pay for it. And they ain't there for what he's saying, because they be clapping on shit that and I farted. Be like, he just said he farted. Fuck. And they just clapping and shit. Don't none of it. A snake and this and oh. Like, yo, the money's gonna run out. But the reality is, we were loved by many countries. With Donald Trump, every country's like, what the fuck is wrong with America? To go from being loved to being confused, distrust, hate, baffled, the adjectives and the feeling. It's like, oh my God. We're like the dumb kid. And no disrespect, but you know, everybody had one. The dumb kid in the school wearing, you know, knee brace and shit, just the regular classes and a helmet, a chin strap. You know what I'm saying? Got a mouth guard because it can bite his tongue off. We went from having like the king of what do they call it? The king of the prince, whatever the fuck it is in school. I wasn't one, so I ain't. But you have the, you know, the king and queen, whatever school. We had that. Valedictorian or whatever the hell it is. We had that. And we went from that to the kid that keeps biting his bottom lip because his mouth guard fell out. And you're like, and you could tell the difference because people are just like, ugh, what's wrong with this kid? What's wrong with him? And so, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with him, but something's wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he got upside down syndrome. He got something. It just, he's slow. And they think he's smart, which scared me because I didn't think America had that many people that looked up to somebody who's not smart, as smart. That it will forever be one of the biggest shocks that I found out about my fellow American citizens. I promise you, before 2014, I knew we had some hateful bitches out there. I knew we had some disrespectful, hateful people. I really didn't think we had this many stupid people. I really didn't. And that's why I slept on all of this. This happening, slept on it. Didn't think it could happen because I didn't think people were dumb enough to fall for it. I was wrong. These people waking up now, freaking out and shit. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you should have stayed in school or something. I don't. Looked like school didn't work for you, so I don't know. It's just built this way. You built America stupid. Instead of Ford Tough, you built America stupid. That's all I can say. That you was built stupid. Is you can't get better if you just built that way. But it's crazy to me. Crazy. But when that person was on the news, it's the last thing I'm gonna talk about. He talked about quagmire. We're in a quagmire. And he didn't explain it. And I said, my audience probably already knows what it is because I know there's some military people in here. But just in case anybody sees this that may not be my audience and you're not going to watch all the way this whole hour and a half, whatever I do, almost 2 hours. But if you just so happen to get to the end of this, this man said, and it hasn't been official by any government or anybody, but this man said it, and I agree with him after realizing what he was talking about. We're in a quagmire. And what a quagmire is, a quagmire war is a prolonged, entangling military conflict from which a nation finds it difficult to withdraw, despite making little progress or achieving strategic goals. It is characterized by escalating involvement, vague objectives, and a sunk cost scenario where leaving seems as difficult as staying. We are in a quagmire. We're in a war that we don't know why we're here. It's costing us more money than we could ever fucking dream for it to cost. And we don't know how to get out of it because we really don't know why we got into it. Right now, these people, Donald Trump's people, are trying their best to find a way to get out. And they're cornered. They're cornered. They have no clue why we're here. And if you don't know why you're somewhere, you don't know how to get out of that. How did we end up here? If they admit that we got here because of Bibi Netanyahu's ass, they look like crazy people. So their ego is not going to let them look crazy. But if they could ever have an ounce of accountability, to be respectful to the people of the American citizens, and responsibility, they would admit they fucked up. They would admit they killed the girls in the school. They would admit to make restitution of whatever that may be. They would apologize for it. They would blame Bibi Netanyahu for starting it like he did. And the leader whom you killed, their particular father or whatever, the family and all shit like that. I don't know how you go about that. Only thing I can say is throw Bibi Netanyahu's ass under the bridge, because he's been trying to do this since 1979. He wanted it. You should give it to him. You should literally, if his bomb killed the Ayatollah, if it was his weaponry that did that and it wasn't ours, I would claim whom we killed. I would blame Bibi Netanyahu for killing the leader and his family. And then I would bounce and say, you guys handle it. Bibi, you're on your own. And if that were a situation where we could negotiate with the new Ayatollah, I'd do it. Suck it up and bounce. Get America back on track. Start working on our gas prices going down and things of that nature. Tell Bibi Netanyahu to stick to his own fucking business. America is not one of his businesses to fuck up or to bankrupt. And no matter how much money he's giving these citizens, Republicans, Democrats, stop taking money from the AIPAC. Stop taking that money. Because that money is what got us here today. Because one of them, either Donald Trump, I think it was, I don't know if it was Donald Trump, Lindsey Graham, one of the leaders said something to the fact of the reason why, he said the biggest like supporters and donors is the Israeli, what's that? They didn't say AIPAC. They said, lobbyist, Israeli lobbyist is one of the biggest supporters of America. And that's the problem. Because of that, Donald Trump got tricked by the money. All the other presidents who worry about money so much, not Reagan, but Bush got tricked by the money. Afghan war, Iraq war. Plus we got bombed, of course. 9/11. And then Trump got tricked by him as well. We need to cut off Bibi. To say, no, bro, y'all got to find a new leader. Bibi got to go. New leader, Bibi got to go. That's what we should do, and bounce up out of this and make sure that Bibi's gone and Israel moves in a slightly different direction than it was. And then Iran, do whatever you can to mend it with them and leave them the fuck alone. We're not the world's police. Right now, to the rest of the world, Donald Trump and America look like we are the biggest fuck ups to ever fuck up. The biggest fuck ups to ever fuck up. I believe it was this man that we just saw. I mean, I think he's the one who said, let's see if I'll listen to it one more time, because I thought I had a video of someone saying this, and I thought it was him. Another statement that he said before we go. Listen to it one more time.
It is clear that their strategy is to make this war as expensive as possible for the United States and for the rest of the world, to put pressure on the United States for it to stop. On the other hand, nobody really knows what the declared mission of this war, and I'm not even sure I've heard the United States call it a war. It's been called Operation Epic Fury, military strikes. I'm not sure if they've called it a war yet, but the continuous sort of flip-flopping on what is the target makes everybody a bit anxious.
Yeah, and he said that, and it's 100% on point, but I don't think I have the other guy, but it was another guy that was pretty much the same, Arab guy, that says that we keep going on and on with this thing and not knowing what we're trying to make this thing to be. It's like, you can't get us in on something that we don't know what you're doing. And after you done started it, we're not taking responsibility, because you gotta understand something. Anybody that joins into this fight, and Lindsay knows this, that's why he's trying to get him now. Anybody who joins in this fight takes on the murder of the children, takes on and supports the murder of the Ayatollah. The Middle East is not going to take responsibility for that. And if they join in, you best believe Iran or Iran is going to blame them too for that. So you don't put them in a situation that they're like, I can't get in it. Spain, they trying to go against Spain because Spain won't let them use their bases and their airports and their ports to leave their ships and all that to store. It's like, bro, you do this before you start a war. You don't get into a war and then try to get other countries into your fuck up. They go in with you. They know the strategy. Therefore, they ride and die with you. You don't bring them after you don't fucking started the war. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Then they're going to come in and all of them are going to know what the fuck they're doing. You don't even know the strategy, bruh. You don't even know what you're fighting for. And you want other countries to put people's lives at stake for shit you haven't even thought through for your own people? That makes no sense. It makes no sense. And who would join into something like that? That's why you see in every country that they're trying to get in on is like, Jack, nope, And every proxy and country around them is on, not I can say the country that's closer around them, even if they don't like Iran, they look at it like Iran's got a strategy and they fucking us up. So yeah, we ain't getting in on that. We already got our oil tanks and shit like that. We waiting for oil to come up. Y'all got to come up with something, America. We ain't joining this shit and making it a 45-year war. No, we will be dead after that. No, we need this shit taken care of and quick. And any way for this to be quick is to throw Bibi Netanyahu's ass under the bus. That's the only way. So y'all need to get together and snatch up Bibi Netanyahu the next time you see him, America, and take him to NATO because he's a wanted criminal, and have his ass arrested and deliver him to NATO or whatever the governing force is for war crimes, and then after that, leave. But while you're there, NATO, while you're there, Donald Trump ain't gonna see this. But if you get a chance to see this, NATO, while Donald Trump is dropping them off, pick his ass up too. Killing kids is a war crime. Snatch him. We ain't got no problems with it. I give you permission. I signed the pink slip. You can take him. Any one of them that did it, Pete Hegseth, snatch them. They did wrong. Now let's get the other military people in place. We can let them go. Bye-bye. And we just kick them out of the country. We don't need them here anyway. We getting rid of people that are immigrants. And at one point in time, they were immigrants. So, hey, take them. Throw them in jail for their crimes. That's all I got to say. So that's my point for today. All right, ladies and gentlemen. As it always comes to an end. Not always like it, but it is what it is. But I enjoy us doing this always because, it's always fun to talk about the facts, get stuff straight. And sometimes we don't think certain ways, and, listening to other people and their perspective, it don't necessarily mean you agree with it, but you hear something different. And that's what I listen to other things so that I hear stuff different, but it's got to be factual. Insight is a whole other thing, but based on facts. And it's just been crazy. And every day it just seems to get crazier. And there's nothing we can do about it other than just pray, put out positive thoughts for each other, And also for those of you who are immigrants and doing well in this country and all stuff like that, don't get it twisted. The majority of Americans love everybody. We ain't got no problems with it. We don't think you taking our jobs or no shit like that. The illegal ones that are out here killing people and robbing people, y'all can get the fuck about. Yeah, y'all can get the fuck about. Because if we can get rid of the criminals that live here that are Americans, they can get the fuck up out of here too. We don't want you out here either. We ain't got to want to be walking the streets scared all the damn time. Get the fuck up out. I don't care. But that we can't do that. But the illegal people who are committing crimes is all we care about. And we've been doing that since the beginning of time. You never really hear about it because we're always following the law and getting those people out here at the time and speed that it takes. Under Obama, we hired a shit ton of lawyers and judges to handle it. And they did it legally and got rid of millions. Donald Trump's been going through this hellacious grab everybody and their mama, and they ain't nowhere near 1 million people are getting out of here that are criminals. Not nowhere near it. And it's like, you've been here 4 years. And then you got this 5th year going into your 6th year, and you still haven't caught up with Obama. They called him the deporter in chief. Why? Because he deported a shit ton, millions of people, but he did it legally through the court system. That means you could do it too. Follow his plan. Quit trying to be better than the black man. How about you just learn from the black man? Because obviously that black man was smarter than all of y'all. Of course, he did some fuck ups and all the different things that people didn't like about him, the drones and the deaths. I get that. But when you talk about immigration, all y'all been talking about it. Every Republican, oh, we need to get so many millions and millions of people out of here, and they let them in. They got open borders. Then the black guy who's a Democrat has gotten more people out of this country that were illegal or not here or breaking laws or whatever it may be than all of y'all combined. So obviously he knows what the fuck he's doing. You might want to learn from him instead of trying to hate and act like you're better. I'm just saying. Can't get millions out and we don't hear nothing about it and it's successful and say that's bad. When you're throwing people in jail and kids are missing. Donald Trump's first opportunity at this, over 1,500 kids couldn't be found. It was thousands more than that. They finally found those and relocated them with their family, but 1,500. And we know now that Donald Trump's a pedophile. What do you think happened to those 1,500 kids? Huh? Epstein probably got them. You think they at somebody's house? Ain't nobody can find them. They weren't tagged. Who doesn't tag children to their family? Criminals don't. But 1,500 kids, never found a family. Don't know where they at. Could be dead. And Republicans just moved on. That wasn't successful. Horrible. In cages and Mylar over their body and sleeping in their own feces. That was just terrible. And these racist fucks were sitting there looking at it like, ooh, look what we're doing to them. And then you re-put that piece of shit back in, and the same thing continues. Snatching up people, killing people, and calling them terrorists. And still have not reached what the black man did while calling yourself superior and having merit. It's crazy how that man had enough merit that he put people in place that handle business of all different races, that handle their business. And you guys can't organize a yard sale. Just saying. You guys have a great night. Take it easy, everybody. Y'all have a great night. Much love to you. I'll see you tomorrow around the same time, doing the same thing, spitting facts and what I feel about them. But you can always say, fuck your feelings. You guys have a great night. Y'all be safe. Take care. I'll see you when I see you.